Good morning everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to our channel, welcome back to another video. We have not long got out of bed. We've been on and off, woken up since about 6 I think, because the daylight's shining through, which is really annoying. So we decided that we need to sleep with our door slightly shut. We can't have it fully shut because it's so hot at night.
Yeah, we've got a slatted blind on the window on the landing, but it doesn't really do that much when it's this time of year. But from about 5 o'clock, it's basically light.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Which defeats the objective of having a blackout blind in the bedroom, because the light just comes through the door.
Yeah, but we are just going to head out for our morning walk. It is our little morning ritual. Just stretch the legs, have a bit of fresh air, and then we're going to come back and maybe have breakfast. Not sure. It's Bank Holiday Monday today, so plans for today are Jack has got 1 hour easy to do, and we are going to go out on our bikes together, hopefully, fingers crossed. I went for a run Saturday evening, did a 5k PB by quite a lot of time actually, and my legs have been very sore since. And Jack raced his bike on Saturday. Yeah,
it was sort of, well, with warm-up, cool-down, probably nearly 4 hours of riding, but, you know, 3 hours 20 really hard with the race, and then 4 hours of zone 2 on Sunday, so plus the training throughout the week, so kind of, and I had my saddle set wrong for the race, so I'm kind of quite sore, my bum's quite sore, which is not normal, obviously, with the padded shorts, and when the setup's dialed, it's fine. I was sitting a bit badly on Saturday, so everything kind of hurts at the moment for me, so I'm very welcoming to an hour easy and a nice easy day.
Yeah, so we will pick you up when we actually do anything. We haven't really got any solid plans, so we're not sure what we're going to be doing, which is good. So we hope you enjoy, and we will catch up with you guys soon. Okay, it is now, excuse the washing in the background there, 11:05, and we have been for a walk, had breakfast, and we're just about to go out on a short bike ride. We were originally going to go for a bit of a longer ride and then go and get brunch somewhere, but being bank holiday, a lot of places are shut, and also, as we've already mentioned, our legs are a little bit sore. So for me personally, I don't want to overdo it, because from tomorrow and then the rest of the week I'm going to have quite a big week, and again, I've only been out on my bike like twice. So generic hairstyle, just got on my amateur cycling clothes. Jack's all kitted up as per, and we're just going to get the bikes ready. What are you doing?
Just going up a little bit with the saddle, because like I might have mentioned, I cocked up a little bit with the positioning for the race the other day. The saddle was all the way back on the rail, so I was basically overreaching.
And he's just had it tuned up, so it should be closer, is that right?
No, I basically have got some other bits done on it, so the handlebars are different, same as the other bike now. The cramps are shorter. So because of that, from where it was before, the saddle position needs to go up, has gone up, because shorter cranks, essentially your foot never goes quite as low, the whole motion is shorter but higher. But yeah, basically, because I did some adjustments out on the road the other week, didn't quite get it right, messed it up for Saturday, so it was much better yesterday. Hard to judge because my bottom was a little bit sore on Saturday, so just as we've got an easy ride, just trying to just play about with it again. Bit of chain lube, we just do it, although the whole drivetrain needs degreasing and the whole bike needs a clean. Bit of this on both bikes, just so the drivetrain is lubricated.
And here I am in my glorious cycling kit. So I've just got, again, just some of the trousers with chamois or whatever it's called in it, and then just my ordinary gym stuff. My beautiful helmet that was actually Jack's. Here she is. Jack hates my bike so much because he doesn't like this. It's not very aerodynamic and it's very heavy. He despises it, but it does the job. Hello everybody, it is now 3:30 and we basically went out for a bike ride. I fell off my bike a couple of times because I was wearing the clip-in shoes, and for some reason I just couldn't unclip my left foot quick enough and just tipped over on my bike. So it was pretty stressful, obviously really embarrassing. So the bike ride was a little bit challenging to say the least, And to be honest with you, my legs are still really, really sore from the run the other day. So doing the bike ride kind of has fatigued them a little bit more, which is annoying because obviously sometimes it can go the other way where it flashes all the lactic acid around. Anyway, I've just been upstairs doing a couple of little bits and pieces, and Jack is outside washing his bike because I think he mentioned after the race at the weekend it was overdue a clean, but then it was really rubbish weather yesterday and the roads were really wet, so he didn't bother cleaning it yesterday, and then he knew that obviously we were going to go out for a little poo-tool today, so he is just out there now just finishing off cleaning his bike, and then we are going to wash his truck and my car because they're well overdue a clean and we're just not really going to have time to do it, to be honest with you. As you can see, I've got washing on the line, and then I think we're just going to basically have a bit of a chilled one. Already quite late in the day, but we've just been enjoying the day, to be honest with you, just seeing where it takes us. So that is the update from us. We had lunch, we just had the leftover tagliatelle that we had last night for carbonara with a little bit of pesto and an onion and just some cheese. Pretty basic, to be honest, but it needed using, and it was 2 o'clock by the time we actually thought about lunch. Got this really painful ingrown eyebrow hair coming just there. But yeah, so that is that, and we'll check in with you in a bit.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. This is a bit of an off-the-cuff video. I mean, it's not.
We decided about 30 seconds ago to film.
So, I'm racing this weekend. Well, racing, trying to survive, whatever you want to call it, in the, I think it's actually officially called the Rutland-Melton Cicle Classic. It's basically the only one-day UCI race in the UK, which is the highest level. You have the Tour of Britain, which is a stage race, which all the professionals come and do, and then you have this. Admittedly, in years gone past, it used to get a lot more support from teams overseas and professional teams. There are some UCI continental teams coming over, but basically, to try and categorise it, you know, I've done 4 National B road races, or 3 or 4, and I'm now doing a UCI race. It's a big jump. It's going to be crazy. It's got gravel and farm tracks. It's 180 kilometres in length. The longest race I've done so far is 130. It's going to be a big start list, and it's going to be mental. So I just thought, come along for the journey. It's Friday afternoon, just getting everything prepped food-wise, because I'm very on it with my nutrition now, as it's such a big part of things. So let's have a look. Corinne's just actually stirring it, so I'm making my rice. So we're going up Friday night, staying up there because it's sort of 3 hours for us. Then I'm going to meet with the guys from the team tomorrow morning. We're going to do a recce on some of the crucial parts of the course, and then we're obviously just up there ready to go, not having to rush up early in the morning. So yeah, I will catch up and show you what I've done food wise in a bit. Okay, food prep complete. So I've got Corinne's breakfast here, which is Greek yogurt and oats, bit of milk and water, frozen fruit, chia seeds, bit of honey. That's our sort of normal weekday breakfast. My normal new lunch is basically rice cooked with peas and some frozen spinach. And then I'm also, you can't see it, but we mixed in is a tin of tuna. And also when the rice finishes cooking, I just basically stir an egg in it. So it's basically like, obviously not, but basically egg fried rice, but healthy, with a tin of tuna. So good carbs, good protein, bit of greens. But I've done slightly more rice than I do on a weekday, just obviously because it's a big weekend coming up. Then we've got race day breakfast, no oats or fibre, you know, to obviously other than the fruit, you know, no nasty stuff that's going to cause issues on race day. We've basically just got basmati rice with some cinnamon and some honey, bit of jam, and then obviously just a little bit of frozen fruit on top, and a little bit of fructose as well. So it's just a mixture of you know, glucose and fructose, and get the good carbs in, ready to race. And then probably not tomorrow because we've just got a couple of hours training and recce riding, but for race day I'll have a couple of Stroop waffles as well, just to make sure we are carved up and ready for basically what's probably going to be, if I manage to make it around the whole course, 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours. And then we've got Corinne's lunch, which are basically homemade pita pizzas, and then there's her dates and prunes for the rest of her breakfast. So yeah, all good to go. Cool box on the table, Again, protein powder, fruits in there, you know, just various bits and pieces. I just think better to be prepared and have everything ready. It's cheaper that way.
Yeah, let's show.
No, we'll just have a little look. So there's the Stroop waffles, bananas. Corinne's got some little cookies, squares bars.
In the box is fruit.
In the box is all our sort of apples, orange, kiwi, fizzy drink for after the race, ketone shot for after the race.
That's about it.
Coffee for the hotel room. Yeah, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
It is now 10:45. We've had a nice lazy morning. Room's a bit cold, and other dramas. We have managed to not break, but kind of break the toilet flush. Anyway, I took the little lid off and had a look in the cistern, and it's like filling but leaking through. You know, the toilet's basically constantly on a steady flush, and the cistern's not filling up. Anyway,
Plumber Jack.
You know, that's enough tradesman talk. Just sat down, gonna have our breakfast. Obviously got my rice, which I said about yesterday. Corinne's got her oat yogurt with the dates and prunes. Just get that down now, because like I say, it's 9:45, sort of let her die quietly. We're meeting at about 11, so just want to eat and give myself a chance to digest, because it's obviously quite a carby meal. Got our cool box plugged in and set up.
That's what that whirring is.
Yeah. So that's what we like. The beautiful thing about that cool box is it's 230 volt, so you can plug it in a main socket, and 12 volt, you can plug it in the car, so it keeps things chilled the whole time. Had a couple of coffees in the room, but in Oakham they have a market on Saturday morning. We were literally parked there, and the hotel were like, oh yeah, stick the car in the car park, because if you leave it there, they will literally build the market round your car, or probably tow it off or whatever. So that's that. I'm going to go and have a little wander around that in a minute before we head off to meet the guys at about 11 to go and do a bit of a recon ride some of the gravel sectors, I think. And I've got my general sort of race preparation ride, couple of hours, easy, which obviously I'll do with the guys, and then just a couple of little efforts just to open the legs up. So yeah, Cafe Nero down there on the end as well, might dive in there for a little drink. Yeah, hoping that the, you know, sort of couple of hours gets signed on this afternoon, and then we'll have a bit of time this afternoon to have a wander around Oakham, because it seems like a really nice place. Yeah, try and do a bit of filming down in the market, get Corinne on the camera today maybe, and we'll go from there. So see you guys in a bit. Hello everyone, quick update. It's now nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I look like I haven't changed clothes or moved position, but I can assure you I have. The reason I'm so red is because Corinne has just been plucking my beard.
We didn't get around to waxing it, and he was looking a bit scruffy. So
obviously, essentials before a bike race. Anyway, we went out this morning for our recon ride. We were out for a couple of hours, well, hour 40 ride time. One of the guys, Dan, just kind of, he lives about an hour away, so he's done some bits of it. So he kind of put a route together. Did some of the sectors, so like the off-road, and I can confirm it's going to be pretty crazy tomorrow with, I mean, it's crazy enough, just 4 of us, kind of, you're trying to thread the needle on a 28mm bike tyre that's slick. So it's not an off-road bike, it is a full road race setup on gravel and potholes and all sorts of loose stuff that are not, road bikes are not made for. So having to fight for position against 150 guys tomorrow, probably a good 10-15 kilometres faster than what we were doing today, is going to be an experience. We'll see what happens. It's going to be wild. I'm going to be honest, I am way out of my depth here. You know, I'm third cat. I think I'm due the points to be second cat. I think I'm a fairly solid second cat rider, but to be doing a UCI race, and I've only done 3 or 4 actual proper National B road races, I am well and truly out of my depth. But as I've always done with my motorsport career and everything I do, throw me in the deep end, sink or swim, get on with it. It's the best way to learn and progress. The target for tomorrow is just to try and finish, you know, in the time cut, and see anything else is a bonus. Yeah, it was a good ride. Good to see some of the sectors, just, you know, shake the legs out, make sure the bike's feeling alright. Feels like the position's pretty good. Yeah, quite happy with that overall. Just now back in the room, I'm having a black coffee, Corinne's having a tea, I'm finishing the rest of my tuna egg rice. Corinne's already finished her lunch. I made it a bit bigger than I would week in week. so actually it's a bit harder to eat because there's actually more of it. So yeah, just got an easy afternoon now, kind of already got my race kit out and ready to go. Race suit, base layer, aero overshoes, all that sort of stuff is ready. Like I say, the start and all that sort of stuff is literally, we're in Oakham Centre, so it's kind of near here, which is good. So I don't think we've got to drive anywhere in the truck, just got to get both bikes out, get the spare bike on the roof of the team car, get bottles prepped and everything in the morning, sort out gels and all of that. Obviously get Corinne with Alex's mum Catherine in the van, so they can then go to the various feed zones to give out bottles to us, because it's 180 kilometres. We've got a table booked in the pub downstairs for 7 PM, so we've got kind of 3-4 hours now before dinner we're probably going to go have a wander. There's a B&M in town, so obviously Corinne's in her element.
I'm just feeling a bit sorry for myself, because I don't know if you can tell, but I think I'm definitely trying to fight off some sort of cold, which is just really annoying and typical that it happens to be now. But yeah, B&M in the town centre, they don't realise how lucky they are. Yeah,
because we have to drive to our nearest B&M at where we live, or where your mum lives, so there is no B&M on the doorstep. So yeah, just to sort of now, like I say, luckily my bikes are both kind of clean, so tomorrow morning it's just a case of airing the tyres, lube the chains, make sure everything's working and ready to go, kit up, breakfast early enough, just make sure the kind of the routine is, eat with enough time that you're digesting and ready to go. So between now and then we've got a pretty, easy few hours, and get a good night's sleep tonight. So yeah,
I just spent Jack's recce ride. Basically we went and scouted out the feed zone, and then went to a little coffee shop in the middle of nowhere, sat in some lovely gardens.
Yeah,
probably the most glamorous my job in these weekends has ever been. Lovely.
Yeah, so yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. Scared, nervous, excited, all of the above. So yeah, we will check in with you in a bit, maybe if there's anything interesting in the town, or a little dinner review, and go from there.
Like there are.
Hello everyone, just out for... Oh, are you going to sneeze? You're right?
No. Excuse me, I'm really suffering with this illness.
She's got a cold, allergy, or hay fever, whatever it is, maybe both.
I'm not looking my best, but there's nothing
anyway,
here.
Quick update, just had dinner in our hotel, well, in the pub of our hotel. It's not really a pub, it's almost like a kind of boutique bar restaurant thing. I mean, it's called the George Inn, but Corinne was like, oh, it's probably just going to be like Wetherspoons. It wasn't. It was quite small portions and quite what I would say is fancy. Quite a small menu.
Bit posh for us.
Yes, for us. Anyway, it was nice because it was small portions. It allowed me to have 3 courses. Obviously, I'm carb loading for tomorrow.
It was a limited menu as well. There was only like 6 dishes to choose from.
Let's go down here. This looks cool.
Sure.
So we're just out for a little evening walk.
And basically I had the chickpea, spinach and potato curry, and he was like, oh, it's really mild, like, do you want to add a bit of spice? And I was like, no thanks, because I hate spice. And oh lordy, it was really spicy. Even Jack found it spicy, and he likes spice. So
yeah, it was quite spicy. It was just
unenjoyable. When your food is just so spicy that you can't actually appreciate it, because your mouth is just on fire and you're just downing drinks. We did actually have some Greek yogurt in the room. I contemplated going and getting some. Just turn it down.
Anyway, I had a bubble and squeak cake with a poached egg, some hollandaise sauce and little bits of bacon. It was, again, small but really nice. Followed up by some pan-fried cod with some sauté potatoes and a bit of, I think, tomato and whatever, like some tomatoey sauce. Very, very nice. Finished off with a sticky toffee pudding, which was probably the best sticky toffee pudding I've had. Well, other than Mum Wakesmith's.
Wow.
Other than Mum Wakesmith's homemade one. But in far as a shop-bought pub, sometimes I feel like sticky toffee pudding
can be really dry.
And actually, terrible. But this was very nice, soft, warm, light, for quite a heavy dish, a little bit of ice cream. The treacle was lovely. Just enough, not too sickly, not too big, that's the problem with Mum Wakesmith's one. It's easy to get a massive bowl and then be like, I'll be sick. So it was a good sized portion. Normal Coke on the side, a couple of glasses of water, feeling very full, but
good. Obviously, I've got 180.
You also had as well, didn't you? Scotch egg and sausage roll.
Oh yeah, had a Scotch egg and a sausage roll this afternoon from a butcher's, which was lovely. And we've got a couple of pies to take home because we're in Melton Mowbray, the land of pies.
And we are just those typical tourists.
It's rude not to take a pie home.
A pie?
A pie, whatever. Yeah, so feeling good. Just out for a walk, just currently walking through a field.
We're just getting a taster of what Jack's going to cycle on tomorrow.
It's far worse than this. If it was like this, it'd be alright. Yeah, obviously tomorrow, 180k, kind of rolling terrain. Well, I think from what Dan, my teammate, said, it's kind of the start is fairly flat, and then it's just sort of rolling terrain, which I think is almost worse than actual climbs. At least if you've got to climb, you know what you're dealing with, like out in Europe, whereas a lot of British races are just that nasty sort of steep little kickers and then down a bit, up a bit. Kind of that really is what saps the legs. You know, you can't settle into a nice rhythm. Anyway, 180k, longest race, hardest race I've ever done coming up. So
stressful for me.
Stressful for the feed zone.
Everybody else, exactly, because we've got to feed 5 people.
And there's like, obviously...
There is going to be probably like, 7... Well, Darren's parents are coming and Bash's parents are coming.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 8 people. However, it's stressful.
Also, it's the big, like the National B races, there's like up to 80 people. But obviously, I think with this, there's 150 riders. So there's a lot more going on. With the gravel sectors, there's going to be people puncturing, crashing, fighting for space. It's going to be crazy. So it's important to load up on carbs and be fueled, ready for tomorrow. So I'll probably also still have my Greek yogurt and fruit in the room tonight, just to really top up, ready to have a good sleep for tomorrow. So yeah, catch up with you guys maybe in a bit, show you the yogurt, but yeah, kind of just out for a little final leg stretch, ready to get washed, in bed early, watch a bit of telly and get a good night's sleep.
Really feels like we're in Devon or Cornwall, isn't it?
So just walking through a field and we've got the lambs and the sheep. Nice and rural, nice and rustic. We're not just trespassing on a legal walk. We're just enjoying the locals. So one last meal. What I normally have at home, again slightly more yogurt today. I normally have 150 grams, we've got 200. Grapes, kiwi, got my protein stirred in. Apple and orange, although the apple does look a bit dodgy on top, but be fine, we'll eat round it. And then time to wash and get into bed.
Good morning everyone, it is race day. I am really excited, really nervous, apprehensive, scared, buzzing, all of the above, all similar words to describe the same feeling. Like I say, I am way out of my depth here. You know, a year ago or 11 months ago, I got talked into doing my first team time trial down at Goodwood in the wind and rain and absolutely loved it, and then did a few Cat 4 crits over the summer when I could fit it around everything else I was doing. And here we are 11 months later, couple of National B road races, and then suddenly I'm on the entry list for the only one-day 1.2 UCI race in the UK, which just seems absolutely crazy, you know. But I spent my whole motorsport career, especially in the early days, always pushing myself, always getting on and up and aiming high, competing in things where, yeah, you probably are out your depth, but you know what, that's where you learn, that's where you grow the most, when you're under pressure, and pushing yourself to, you know, reach up to a level you're maybe not even at yet, but, you know, aim high. So just made a coffee. Corinne's just gone out for a run. We got to bed early last night, sort of 9 o'clock. Woke up a couple of times in the night, but feeling good. It's, I think, yeah, 20 to 8. So I'm just gonna have a coffee and kind of easy couple of hours, kind of slowly getting ready. Then go and meet the team sort of 8:30, 9 o'clock, ready to start preparing, because our podium sign-on time is just after 10, I believe. Rollout is 11, but, you know, just need to make sure eating with plenty of time to digest and just be ready. All the bottles and carbohydrate is prepared, ready for the day, because it's 180 kilometers. Looks like it's going to be about 18, 19, 20 degrees, so kind of warmest race I've done, so hydration and fueling is going to be absolutely crucial. For me, big goals today: A, survive with no punctures, no crashes, no issues. That would be an absolute dream. Obviously no one ever wants to crash, but unfortunately it is part of the game, especially at a big race like this where you've got gravel sectors and so many guys. But that's the aim, to avoid any issues. A puncture, a mechanical, you can't really help that, especially with the off-road sectors, but try and avoid it. Keep it clean, keep it, well, metaphorically on the black stuff or the brown stuff, whatever, you know, whatever it is, keep wheels down. And then yeah, just try, and I think the first couple of hours is going to be pretty crazy. Like I say, survive all the sectors, and then as it settles down and inevitably the race is going to split up, going to end up in a group somewhere, try and just, you know, measure the effort where possible. My dream is to make it to the finish in the time cut, to not be pulled. That would be unbelievable. Anything other than that is a bonus, so let's see. Now I'm not sure if I can actually get it in. There you go, you can just see it. So there's the truck, which is like the podium, I think. So when we do our little sign on, and like in the pro races, go up on the podium and stand there as a team. And then you can see the finish line. We can literally, obviously we're not going to be here, we'll be checked out. You can see the finish line from our hotel room. So again, that's pretty cool. Like a town centre, like a proper, like I say, like a pro race. It's a bit mental. Trying to just take it all in.
Colours of the day, and maybe even your favourite team name. No favouritism here, but we always enjoy a race when we can greet the riders with a little bit of a knowing smile for the riders representing the team of Stolen Goat Racing Team. So forgive the pun I always use, because if you've not been at the start before, you wouldn't have heard it. If you have found a goat wandering in the streets of Oakham, it's been stolen from these guys, so please hand them the goat back on the way as they go through. Let's bring them onto the stage with a nice rousing Oakham welcome for the riders of the Stolen Goat Racing Team, resplendent in those black and orange colours. We have got Alex Murphy, we have got Daniel Piercy, we've got Ben Goodwin, who was 6th in the Tottenham race earlier this year, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, another rider involved in the action of that race as well. Sebastian Anderson is here, and the final member of the team is Jack Bartholomew. Those are the guys in the orange and black, and they are Stolen Goat Racing Team. Guys, have a great day at the sun today. Good luck, we hope you have a great race. One of you can be the winner. The final 10 seconds, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! The grand Barts in non-recognition of the 64 Rutland International Cycle Classic. Away they go from Rayleigh lap on the run. 171-ish riders. Heading up into the Rutland Sunshine, Rutland-Melton, will be followed by our contact presser from Barts, who is in charge of
Hello everybody, we are now back home, unpacked, washed up, dried up, food prepped, ready for the new week tomorrow.
10 to 10.
10 to 10.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Sat here with a sore bum from 5 hours of driving, well 5 hours of on the saddle and then 3 hours in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, where to begin? Don't want to waffle on too long, so I feel like this whole video has been quite waffly. But yeah, really went into today with no expectations. Like literally my only goal for the race was to A, not crash, because I've done enough bike crashing to last a lifetime. But obviously a lot of those crashes are not to do with bike racing, and part of bike racing unfortunately is crashing, so if you can avoid it, it's obviously much more pleasant. Really the big goal was to try and just finish, because it's the longest race event whatever I've done, and at the highest level, and try and avoid, like I say, avoid crashing and avoid mechanicals or punctures if possible, which is obvious, but you know, it's, you know, small things, and managed to do all three. Finished outside the time limit, which was obviously a bit disappointing. Would have been nice to actually finish in the group, but excuse me, there was kind of a group of 6 of us, and we were out the back on our own, so we kind of just rode the last 40k sort of easy. Because
maybe just elaborate on that whole thing, because I didn't even know about a broom wagon until
so basically,
I heard it in a passing comment.
So how it works in bike racing is you have the race convoy. So for this being a UCI race, you have the lead car or lead motorbike, the race, and then the team cars behind. Obviously, as the race starts to spread out and split up, you have, so then also at the back you have the broom wagon, the sweeper. So basically, once you're behind that car, you're technically out the race. So then, in this race where the roads were actually shut, you're out the race, and then the roads are open again, sort of thing. So yeah, obviously once the race starts splitting up, the team cars start coming through, and it all sort of splits up, and then yeah, so we were basically out the back. I was actually on my own for a bit, but then I managed to chase on, catch up with these 5 guys, and then yeah, we just kind of, it was actually like a sort of quite a nice training ride, you know, all sort of quite fatigued and tired, so just kept it fairly steady and brought it on home, because you know it's not every day you get to do well, it's the only UCI one-day race in the UK, so there is no other opportunities to do such an event. I've never raced, I've raced a National B race which has got 85, this was 170 guys on small roads, and this race has all the off-road stuff, so it was absolutely crazy, like nothing I've experienced on the bike or in a car or any sort of competition. Is absolutely bonkers. But yeah, managed to survive, no injuries, no crashes, bike was faultless, and yeah, finished, got the fueling, you know, so the gels and the carbohydrate mix in the bottles spot on. So yeah, just to reflect and summarise, I'm really happy. Obviously it would have been nice to be, you know, in the field and get, you know, a proper finish time, but for me it was another big tick in the box. Literally, I keep trying to remind myself that literally 11 months ago I did the first competitive thing on a bike. I did a team time trial that I got asked to do 1 week previously, and then I was like, oh, shouldn't I, to Corinne. I was like, yeah, why not, let's have a go. And then last summer I was a category 4 rider doing some criteriums at Goodwood, and then 11 months later I've now done a UCI race. It's just like, I don't want to say the progression, because obviously it's not like I've turned up and won, but the level difference between those events is like, you can't even really describe. So it's kind of quite wild, you know, it's been a wild journey this last sort of year, last few months, and yeah, happy with how the legs are feeling. The form is just building every week, every event I do, every race. Yeah, like I say, goals achieved, finished, no injuries, so day off tomorrow and then back to training and back to it. So yeah, obviously I don't actually know how this video is going to all come together, but I think this is pretty much wrapping it up. So
yeah, maybe we'll amalgamate it with some of Jack's training or something, because I feel like it's quite a short.
Yeah,
have to see what footage we've got basically.
Yeah, but anyway, overall, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.